Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today we're building a challenge zoo. So right off the bat, this is going to be a very long video. So there are going to be timestamps in the description in case you want to skip to any part. And this will be a two-parter with the actual animal exhibit and habitat done in part 2. From then on, the parts will presumably be way shorter. So this is a challenge from the Discord of Gunters Gaming, link to them in the description. They're an amazing community with a lot of Planet Zoo players, and if you want, you can join them. Although I presume if you're watching this video, you're probably already from the server. So the challenge we'll be facing is that you can't just buy anything and expand your zoo as you want. Of course, there's the real money in the game, real as game money is. And then there is a secondary currency, which you get by doing tasks within the server. So it's either through a bot, by working, or it's through doing small challenges. For example, by buying free solar panels, we were able to get a bunch of money, and I was able to use that to expand my zoo further than this is. We'll be starting with just a few basic, such as a toilet, a few staff facilities, and an exhibit and a habitat. For the habitat I picked lemurs, and for the exhibit Nile bats, simply because that's a bit more interesting than just a singular exhibit. Exhibit boxes, nobody really cares about them for good reason. And so that's the basic setup. This building that you're seeing here will be the main building. That back part will be used for the staff facilities, that front part for the visitors gift center, although that will be added later, and the other part for the actual bat exhibit. So then we dig out the actual Lemur Island. And about this time, I was starting to run out of money, and I noticed that it would be very ridiculous to just do this with your starting money. So, loophole, since the original email we got said that it's gonna be covered, what we're gonna build here, I can just interpret it as not just the secondary currency which we gain from the server, but also the entire starting build. So we won't actually have to pay for any of this except for the very end. And yeah, that is a carbide, I suppose, but it's just more fun that way, and it won't drive me crazy trying to build this entire gigantic zoo on such a low budget. So then we're gonna add a little water feature here. And as you can see, originally it was just these very straight waterfall lines, and I thought that looks a bit unnatural, right? And so I added two smaller ones just to break up a bit more of it, adding a few rocks. And then we're gonna add this little green feature in the middle here, featuring a few signs. Sadly, I lost a bit of the footage. My recording program stops automatically after 2 hours, and I didn't notice that it stopped until it was too late, and so you can only see me adjust the signs to the actual treetop. And of course, this is the part that you also saw in the thumbnail. Something else you might have noticed is that there are things in the background changing that you haven't seen me build yet. And that's because the video, as I said at the start, was broke up into two parts. There was a problem with my recording software, which is why this middle part is a lot more quiet than the other parts. I try to make it louder, but my editing software can only go so far. And now we're getting into what might be my favorite part of the entire build, the subway station. This was actually not my idea. I was asking in the community if anyone had a good idea for an entrance area, and somebody said subway, and I really liked that idea, and so I built this. I really like these European building pieces, so I'm glad I can use them here. I added, apart from the subway station itself, 2 traveling buses and a little food court area, although the truck is only a shell, because if I added an actual food court I would have to pay for it in the secondary currency, and I don't have that amount of money right now. I mean, I have it, but I want to focus on what I need and then on expanding the zoo. But yes, I will need a food court soon. Now, getting into the title, as you noticed, it's 2 names. First is Lemuria, which obviously, as you can guess, is a reference to the lemurs. Lemuria was a proposed land bridge / sunken continent, because people wanted to explain how they found lemur skeletons in Australia, India and Madagascar, but nowhere in between, like not in mainland Africa or the Middle East. And so a land bridge was proposed called Lemuria after the lemurs, but the theory of plate tectonics obviously made that obsolete, although in some conspiracy circles, there are still people that think it was an existing continent, like an Atlantis new style thing. I mean, there are always people believing weird things. And the idea was that this was called Lemuria originally, as it was just this little Lemuria educational park. But now that it was part of this expansion idea, it was renamed into the Mainzer, so Mainz being the city in Germany where I am from, and we don't have a zoo, so that really is an idea that I like. So this little park section in the zoo, I'm not so sure about, because at first I just wanted to put a few trees on it and then keep it that way and then later turn it into a habitat. But I actually really liked how this turned out, and I think it makes for a great opening part. So what I might do is just turn this entire opening area into a walkthrough habitat with swans, peacocks, cranes, something of the sorts. And just keep it this way, of course adding a few stations where the animals can rest and eat and stuff. But basically not changing anything at all. So, and now we're almost at the part where I'm gonna have to pay for everything. From now on, no more infinite money. I'm gonna have to actually start with normal starting money and work myself up to what I want. Especially the gift shop is gonna be affected by this, because I will definitely do a future episode where I build a nice big one. I have some plans, but I need money for it, and we'll see about that. And that was part 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you join in next time. And until, bye bye.